Hello, and welcome back to another episode, and they are episodes of the Lack of Focus podcast with me, Matt Bentley, and with me today, as usual, is Harvey Quinn. Harvey,
how are you?
Cheers. Just quickly, a bit of housekeeping from last week. Quite a few of you have sort of a few comments saying, where was the episode? We couldn't find the episode. Is it just this? Is it just on TikTok? Reason why we didn't upload the whole episode last week was because of a little bit of unknown UK law that Harvey explained to me a few times called libel. All libel is basically is I'm not allowed to use, what was the word used? Slag off.
So you can't slag off anyone.
Can't slag off people without proof. And call a spade, hold my hands up. Last week I was saying some pretty unsavory things.
You were liberal with it.
Yeah.
Slapped it on.
Yeah. And so that's what and people say, oh, cut around it, surely it was the vast majority of the episode. Look, if that individual does get outed by the media, and he inevitably will, then we'll post that episode.
And they'll say visionaries.
And they'll go, they were ahead of their time.
Exactly.
If you see either of us in public, do come over and ask us, who are we talking about? Because I'd gladly tell you who it was. So sorry, just to get that really boring stuff out the way. On to today's show. We're going to keep it clean. We're going to keep it nice so we can upload the whole episode.
Nice.
And he let me down last week, and I can't imagine he'll let me down again. Harvey, who have you? I said to the producers earlier, I said, who's Harvey got booked? And they looked at me blankly. There's just nothing there. And I was like, you stony face. Harvey, who's walking through that door? Who's the guest today?
So look,
No.
All it is. No. I'll explain this, and I've given it some thought.
Yeah.
Why would we have someone on, right? Just some dickhead on to plug their shit, right? Because that's what it is. This what they'd use our platform to plug their own shit, wouldn't they? Because that's what, right?
Okay.
Right. Why would we do that when we've already got two dickheads here with £7.50 between them? Do you know what I mean? I haven't been paid for this yet. Do you know what I mean? You guys haven't done what you guys do and make it go viral, or you've not done any of that, and so
in their defense, we didn't upload the episode.
Well, no, but we haven't a pot to piss in. I want a pot to piss. I want more than a pot to piss in.
Go on.
So yeah, because of that, I didn't book anyone because I thought and also, I imagine there's quite a few new listeners.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go on.
How many across your social media?
Yeah.
How many followers do you have for your comedy material?
101,000.
Exactly, millions. Exactly, millions. Right. So, and also let's not beat around the bush here. I have just recently been in, arguably one of the biggest shows in the world.
Top 10 on Netflix.
Top 10 on Netflix for multiple weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. I've recently been in that 3 eps.
Yeah.
Named character.
Yeah.
Right. And you saw what happened after that. We all saw what happened after I was in it. Strikes. Coincidence? Nah.
What, you think that you were involved? Tell what?
So my thinking is they saw how powerful Harvey Quinn was on set, and how good and talented he was. They just sort of thought, when you were at drama school, that you would have done a big monologue, and you would have had people being like, what's the point?
Do you know what?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what?
So
you laugh.
Yeah.
That did happen.
No, yeah, I bet, right? I bet. So they saw me, and the industry went,
Can't.
let's all take a few. Look, guys. You can blag about all AI and sort of residual payments all you like. I know they saw me on that set. I was doing some outlandish shit.
Yeah.
As you were.
Harvey, the director goes over to Harvey and goes, would love you to do it like this. And Harvey, his first major job, on a big production show, and he just, no.
Yeah.
Because if I do that, you'll use that. And I don't want that to be the final edit.
It makes me sound like a complete arsehole. But it wasn't that. It was something that I'd improvised to me to make the character more interesting.
Do you know what I did? Yeah. I improvised once on a movie. It was a movie called Greed with loads of famous people in it.
Cut it out, didn't they?
And then they
cut mine out.
They did cut me out. Yeah. But I went to the rap party, sort of pushed my way in there. Yeah. They were like, "It's undisclosed. Would love you to come, Matt, but it's numbers. I'm coming." I'm fucking coming to the rap party. Like,
course I'm
fucking, I'm coming.
Of course I'm coming.
And met up with the producers there.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, Matt Bentley. Yeah. We gave you one line, never shut up. Listen, it was a Michael Winterbottom movie. He improvises a lot. Yeah. All I was doing was going, is that baton for me? Thanks very much, Coogan. I called him Coogan.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks very much. That baton for me. I'm going to run with it. And then they just
didn't.
I think they turned my microphone off after a while.
They didn't get it though. That's the thing. So yeah, my part was. I mean, my part. That line that I improvised was cut.
Shocking.
But again, I think it's because they witnessed what I was doing on that set and they just thought, this is distracting.
Yeah.
Like he's too good.
Sure, it was distracting.
He's too good that we need to shut the industry down for a couple of months just to switch gears a little bit and just to really have a think, because you've let yourself down. And also, Big Henry, he was looking at me, wasn't he? He was giving me the eye. He was thinking, who's this talented, hot, young, but way young, way younger than me, way younger than me.
Yeah.
Who's this hot, young, talented, but probably stronger as well?
Heavily tattooed man.
Yeah.
How long did you sit in makeup to get the tattoos covered?
I didn't. They'd had long sleeves.
So that is another tip from the top.
Yeah.
Anyone who's worried about getting tattoos as an actor, don't.
And I'm better at painting Warhammer than him as well. And he sussed that out.
He saw that from further away.
Yeah, he was like, he's got a steady hand.
Famously, painting Warhammer it should be treated as a competition. Just like music, just like acting, just like that's why award ceremonies are so important. Yeah. You need award ceremonies because things need to be compared. So it's good to have this is what I like about having my TikTok following. Numerically, I'm better than so many people. Numbers wise, the things that everyone cares about, numbers, right? I'm beating. And this is honestly not to be... Millions. I'm beating millions of people by the sheer numbers of it. And beating you.
That's maths. And
I've always been a big fan of maths.
I know. You've championed maths. Like,
honestly, I don't know where maths would be without me at this point. The abacus helped them out huge, but then, I mean...
Then there was stagnation for years until you came about.
1,000 years of nothing, and then Matt comes around with his, And I'm going, maths, by the way, good.
So yeah, on that, millions of new viewers.
You were going to explain as to who we are to the new viewers.
Well, sort of. I wasn't going to explain it. I was just sort of
Taking a while?
Yeah, I know, bloody hell. Well, this is still the intro segment. I've interest, and it's important to keep things structured.
And it is interesting.
So because of, and as I said, it's important to keep things structured. There's going to be millions of new eyes on this show. And it is a show. And it is a show. So I thought it would be a good idea to sort of do a sort of an intro to what this lack of focus thing is. Again, it's a show. And the structure of the show, which is simply...
Yeah.
There isn't really a structure of the show. It's
we have an intro segment.
That's coming to an end.
And then I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay,
Hopefully you're going to ask me slightly more interesting questions than last week.
Sure, but I'm going to get to it quicker, I think. Last week it took us. I mean, how long are we in? We're in bed. We're in bed. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds good, doesn't it? It's like, no, we're in bed. Don't worry. No, don't panic. We're in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah. You with your millions of followers, me with the none followers, but big show. There's a few people that have messaged me that are really lovely. That are Witcher people.
And you've got other things coming out.
I've got other things coming out.
Yeah. So got
this show.
This is massive.
We should probably put this on IMDb because we've got producers and
There's a route.
Yeah, with.
I don't think that's not gratis. You have to pay for the. Don't get it out the fridge, Harvey. For fuck's sake.
I'm just saying, like.
You open that and you're gonna have to pay for that.
Oh. Yeah, well look, I've got £7.50.
I booked this session, so that's going to come out. They're going to stick. Don't put it so close to the electric equipment.
That's probably. I'll put it up here.
No, for fuck's sake.
Okay. Millions of new.
I guarantee you, he'll forget about that Coke and not drink it.
Probably.
You're chewing gum. You didn't even want it.
Disgusting.
You didn't even want it.
No, I did want it. Millions of new viewers. We're coming to the end of the intro segment.
Thank God.
I've said millions so many times.
Oh no, I know.
So I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you've got
I've got stuff to say.
Stuff to say.
We've got our own show.
It's mental. The most important one for me is, how did you start this journey? Do you know what I mean? So no, but how have we ended up doing this?
The podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. So, God, how far back I don't really know. When,
Years.
yeah, years,
Sort of,
years. But I don't know why we felt at any, this is what, okay.
You wanted to be ahead of the game, Matt.
Yeah, so back in 2020, we started doing a little unknown thing called a podcast, and everyone was like, "What is that? You know, you renegades. What is this? You know?"
Yeah.
And then everyone else stole our idea,
Yeah.
started doing it. We took a break out of it, which was like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't need to be doing that.
It's like the Wright brothers. They invented the plane. They didn't keep inventing them, did they? They invented it, and then they were like, "We're done now. I want to move on to trains.
I think they died bankrupt, actually.
I want to move on to something else. I want to."
Listen, I don't know at what point I thought that we had enough to say to make a podcast, but
Yeah.
I'm really glad I did, because whilst I enjoy making the Harry Potter content,
Yeah.
what I don't love is, thank God,
Yeah.
is I think I'm slow. I think I'm just the Harry Potter guy, and given that I was never in Harry Potter,
Which is mental as well, because you were knocking about the time they were making them.
Yeah.
As an actor.
yeah,
But yeah?
I was
Yeah.
I
As a
was
kid.
I was the least successful child actor of my generation, which is difficult to do. If you go to as many auditions as I did when I was a kid and not book a single job,
Yeah.
it's like you're wanting to fail.
That is, that's mad.
But never, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Narnia. Those are the same thing, actually.
Yeah, the same things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one of them's the description.
Every show Disney ever made, and the all of them didn't get any of them. Hollyoaks they just.
Even now, I think you auditioned
I
fairly recently.
I won't audition for Hollyoaks again.
Yeah, it's had its day. I remember who was the guy that the only time I ever remember watching Hollyoaks is before they cast those two lads from the reality show.
The Curtis and Matey Boy.
Yeah,
Dancers.
years before that, and it was when the guy Jason with the shaved head.
Nope.
He was in it, but that was like, it probably been in like 2008.
Is that 20? That's what. Oh
I think
my God.
nearly. I mean, that's 15 years ago, isn't it?
Is that the end of the
Or is it?
intro segment?
Oh yeah. But I just wanted to sort of set the scene as to how this came about.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered it.
And then we tried to film it in different locations, and to be honest with you, I moved flat. So our original flat looked really, really good, and it worked out really well. And then the new flat was shit. So now we're here.
And we tried it in mine a couple of times, and it was
bad.
why not?
Then we had a guest on once, and it went really, really badly. And that's because, and no disrespect to him, he was a nobody. Do you know what I mean? And if you're you can't have two nobodies,
No,
and then a third
yeah,
nobody. You've got to have a somebody, nobody, or somebody, nobody.
And then Pierce, honestly, he wound me up after a while because he just did not reply to me.
And that is why we didn't air Pierce Brosnan's episode.
We got him eventually, but
Over Skype.
Yeah, he.
When did Skype get replaced by Zoom?
I don't know, but that's the biggest bag fumble in the history of bag fumbles, isn't it?
They had it all.
It was
the
literally
world shut down.
Skype. When you'd Skype someone.
You would be like, oh yeah, should we Skype?
You didn't say video call, did you? You said Skype.
You said Skype. It's like Hoover.
And
The vacuum cleaner, they were like, yeah, man, get your fucking Hoover out.
And also, this is how badly they fucked it.
Go on.
Hoover that's it. You Hoover stuff up now.
Yes.
You don't Dyson stuff up, do you?
No, you don't.
And yet Dyson do dominate that market.
But they can't get the name, can they?
Well, no, but you wouldn't. But what I'm saying is to zoom someone, replace Skype.
Skype, I know, yeah, they fumbled the bag.
But they're using the adjective we're going to zoom now.
People like to do meets, Google Meets.
Oh, fuck those people, though. Do you know? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people using different platforms.
Me too, man.
I don't really care what platform you use, but if it's one that I'm not on, then I don't care.
Yeah, correct.
I don't care.
Who else? What else? Oh, that's another thing. People calling them smartphones. That fucking annoys me.
Why? Because it's too many words.
Just call it a phone.
Just why
Who
would
do you
add
who
an
do you know who isn't a drug dealer? Who has a normal non-smartphone? Who the fuck is walking around with a Nokia going, the one show are calling it a phone. That's not a phone, that's a smartphone. Do you mean fuck off?
Do you know who winds me up?
Go on.
Christopher Nolan. Right? And I like Christopher Nolan. I think his movies are brilliant.
Whoa.
Okay, the thing that winds me up about him, every time he's interviewed, he is the most cerebral man.
Yeah, you have said this
He's never
before.
given an uncerebral answer.
I don't fully understand what cerebral means.
It's like very, very heady, brainy, like your cerebral cortex. He's very cerebral. He thinks about every answer and he gives a very, very
aloof,
calm and measured answer every time. He's never like had a few beers and like he's never got himself in trouble like we have.
No,
and not had to air an interview. He's never stopped an interview halfway through and be like, "Sorry, we can't air that."
We've done that several times.
We've done that many times.
I don't know whether we'll air this one.
I don't know. I'm already slagging off fucking Nolan, but because I think so I think he's brilliant and all that. But the thing that winds me up about him is he says, "I don't have time for a smartphone." He said smartphone, and he has a Nokia. Yeah, and he's not a drug dealer.
Okay,
but I think with someone like that, Nolan, mate.
And then Ed Sheeran also does the same thing. But this is where people fall into the category of I'll name him and I'll air the episode. I don't care. This isn't liable. This isn't liable. This is just my opinion on the guy, right? He fucking winds me up. That bellend goes, I was hiking in the mountains without a phone or anything, and then I found out lockdown happened. Piss off, man.
Yeah, no.
Just take your phone with you.
Yeah, probably.
Don't you remember the guy who got his arm chopped off in 127 hours? Yeah. Learn from his lessons, big man. Tell people where you're going. Who the hell do you think you are?
I presume he was with people.
Ed Sheeran says he got rid of his phone for like a year.
Yeah, that's like an out of touch thing.
What if your wife wants to get in contact with you, mate?
That's the out of touch thing that we talked about. We talked about this. We talked about this the other week. It's the celebrities with really, really out of touch things that they say things that they probably think are genuine, but they're so out of touch. Like John Mayer.
Yeah.
Recently, he was. There's
I like John Mayer.
I like John Mayer a lot, but there was and I like his music.
Hard to defend the guy.
But yeah, there was loads of videos of him being interviewed going around about how he's quit drinking and all that stuff, and he was like eulogizing about the philosophy of quitting booze.
Yeah.
And the way that he was saying it was like I drank loads and I quit because I drank too much one day, and he was like I'm at like Drake's 30th birthday party, right? I'm at Drake's 30th birthday party, and I drank too much, and in the morning I woke up, didn't remember anything, and I had loads, and he was like I went into a hole for 5 days and just couldn't. I was too embarrassed about things I'd done or said. So fine, right? So he quit drinking, and then he talks about quitting drinking. He's like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I quit drinking and I wrote loads of music. I was super productive. I went on 3 tours. I'm listening to it and I'm like, yeah, John, you quit drinking and you're John Mayer. You're still John Mayer. Do you know what I mean? It's like you quit drinking and you're a fucking sick musician who's like banging everyone. Yeah. And like, do you know what I mean? And is really good looking and is talented and is like, and funny.
6'3",
right? Massive, right? He's a big boy, right? If I quit drinking, I'm just sitting in my fucking flat in Hackney painting Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's not as good. It's definitely not as good.
Well, yeah, I think the abundance of wealth that allows him to, for 5 days, not leave his house because he had a bit of a wobble at a party.
Yeah.
Do you know how often I've had wobbles at parties where I've just gone, but like I've got to go to work.
Yeah, I've got to show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fired, boss man.
Yeah, I mean, look. What I did do, I've done sober stints before.
Yeah,
I'm into another one at the moment. I went to a full on like proper party in this weekend just gone in Shoreditch. It was like a
You in the area?
I was so near your house actually.
Didn't message me. Oh, to be fair, what was I doing?
Yeah, but I got
busy,
there.
I was busy.
I got there at like 9:30, and I went. But I drive a little Vespa, which I can't mention that enough
No, he'll tell you.
because it's important.
It is important.
It really fills out my character.
It's become a part of your character now.
I definitely has so.
I know.
Yeah.
It's mad.
So I went on this Vespa, and it meant that I literally can't have a single drink. Sometimes I go to a party, but I'm not drinking tonight, and someone be like, "Oh, just have a drink," and bang, then you're gone.
Then you're in, yeah.
On a motorbike, you can't have a drink because you're gonna fucking die, right?
Yeah.
So you don't, and I didn't. And then it's so like honestly, I tell you what, and we discussed it, but I'll repeat it here as if we're saying it for the first time. So react as if
Well, it's
so
for the new listeners.
just pretend
Millions and millions.
that I didn't call you this weekend, and pretend that we're just doing this for the first time now, right?
All right,
Harvey,
okay.
do you know what's so good about not drinking? Is how fucking smug I feel the next day.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what keeps me sober.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what it's doing for me or my mental health or my productivity. No. It's so that I can lord it over people.
Get one up on other
without
people.
them knowing.
Yeah.
So I don't even have to tell them. I'm just like, oh, I'm so much.
I've got a really good picture, just me smiling, like
Yeah.
I just will send to them in the morning.
Feeling good.
Feeling
you know?
so good.
Yeah. So that's kind of why last time I went like 4 months sober, and you know what, I don't like saying sober because that
It
depletes.
seems a bit too.
Because some people
extreme.
need to be sober because they have addiction
too much.
addiction issues. I'm not sober. I just haven't drunk for like maybe 10 weekends in a row or something.
That's
I'm not sober. I'm just not drinking
yeah,
at
but
the
that's
moment.
good.
Everyone gets too bogged down with labels. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. I'm sober curious.
Well,
Just
yeah,
fucking, you're not drinking that weekend.
yeah. Everyone likes a label for everything.
I realise we're
everything.
banging on about it now, but it's because I don't want to. It's like it's just not. It's not. I'm talking about it because it's not important. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But yeah, so out of touch people.
Who is celebrities?
John Mayer. Oh well,
I
Nolan.
can't wait
obviously.
to be out of touch.
Yeah,
I
me
am
too.
so looking forward to monetizing this. Oh, and by the way, just I can't stress this enough. Harvey alluded to it last week. We're just here for money. So if anybody wants anything to sell via us, let us know.
Yeah, I will.
Can't wait. Just
pimp this out.
Yeah. Honestly, literally anything. And what I've learned is that podcasts if you don't like us, it doesn't matter. Like it's fair enough. But podcasts that I do like, when they try and sell me something, I just go, sure. And then just skip through the advert, skip.
Yeah. Or
On
actually,
next. I don't mind.
I
And sometimes if they sell it well, I'm in. Obviously.
advertising does work on me.
Oh, 100%.
I have bought a lot of nonsense. On the
You
internet.
are probably the definition of someone who advertising works on. It's astonishing what you buy.
It is. Yeah.
You
I love a bit of that.
fiddle around with fucking kitchen stuff,
Yeah.
knives, like posh
Yeah.
Tupperwares.
Not posh Tupperwares.
You're like your weird Brita filter that isn't Brita. Brita filter have nailed it. Brita.
I know you've. Yeah. I know.
Oh,
That's another one.
water filtration system. Brita. Name another one. I'd slap out the hand if someone came to me. It's like,
Get that fucking filter out of my face. Yeah.
but sir, that's the same thing. Did I fucking stutter?
Did I stutter?
I want
Get it out of my face. Get away from me. I only the britterest of filters will touch these lips.
Oh,
Yeah, so I can't wait to be out of touch as well.
yeah.
And again, we will sell. I'll sell a lot of stuff on here for you.
Yeah.
I'll sell the shit out of it.
Yeah, you know we will.
Sell the shit.
I'll really
out
believe
of
it. I'll really, really, really get into it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's sort of the end of the intro segment. I would say.
Yep. That's not bad. 24 minutes.
Yeah. I want to ask you another
Go on.
question.
Yeah.
Maybe you asked me a question. Did you have a question? Because this is the show. You know, if we had a guest on, I'd be doing this. I'd be like, "Oh, what have you got to plug? Go on, give me a little plug."
Do your thing that you're doing.
Do you think what are you in?
I
you been
have
doing?
got. There's a question I'm going to ask you last week, and this is not that relevant actually.
Fine.
It's a complete. This is all over the shop. This one.
Good.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Is everyone bangs on about like, oh, he's got cocaine face now. He's not as handsome. He's not fit. He's fat. He's overweight. Da, 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 da. I put it to you that Leonardo DiCaprio stopped giving a shit about being handsome really early on in his career and is held to that standard, but he hasn't given a fuck about it for a very long time. I think at the same stage that Timmy Chalamet's at now, DiCaprio was just like, I don't give a fuck.
I agree.
If you watch, because what's he out of Titanic, right?
He checked out after
He
Titanic.
goes straight into like, he's almost into the Departed, isn't it?
Well, after Titanic, he took a hiatus for a few years because he didn't want to be typecast as a love interest.
And then he came back as just
Which is, obviously, it's a luxury to be able to do that, but pretty cool.
legendary.
Yeah, pretty cool. Joseph Gordon-Levitt did the same thing. Didn't work out as well.
No, Joe Levitt just walked away from the industry at the top of his game and just thought he could just roll back. I tell you what, I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Actually, I love his energy. I like watching anything he's in, and I'd like to meet him one day. The one thing he's done that is weird that I felt was so unbelievably odd, especially now that I've been, not massively in films, but I've been in projects. At the premiere of Inception, right? He refers to Leo as Mr. DiCaprio. He was like, yeah, oh, wow, like it was incredible, working with Mr. DiCaprio. And I was like,
it's weird.
You've just spent the best part of a year working on this film. Now you're promoting it with him for another like fucking 4 months around the world. You're sat in a little... Why on earth are you referring to him as Mr. DiCaprio? That's odd.
Because you, with Steve Coogan, you were like, all right, Coogies, Cougs, big Cougs. Within a few days, hours, arguably.
Yeah, I mean, so it was Steve early doors.
That's nice.
Sometimes I just go, oh, Evans.
Yeah.
I go, Evans, right? And he go, what you? And I go, oh, you're right, you muck it and you walk away.
So yeah, no. Just to be clear, again, I'm conscious that we're libeling people.
Not libeling anybody.
Oh well, no. I'm saying we have done
in the past.
In the past, I mean, we couldn't even air that episode.
No.
And it was a good hour long as well.
Yeah,
it was a full thing.
Yeah,
and we sifted through it, and we were like, "There's."
I got
90% of
I got like 4 clips out of it that we were, and one of those was the intro.
Yeah,
Joe Levitt calling him DiCaprio, odd,
isn't it? Why? What's gone down there? Don't know. Who knows? No one.
I think
knows.
they're quite similar ages as well.
Yeah.
And Joe Levitt's a fucking movie star as much as DiCaprio was at the time.
Yeah.
No, actually, DiCaprio was arguably bigger than he is now.
Well, I think he's going to be big with this new one.
Yeah. Flowers or
something.
something.
Moon flowers. But you know what I mean? He's doing a face in it, isn't he? He's doing a...
But he doesn't have any vanity, Leo.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He doesn't have any vanity about his
performances. He did check out after Titanic. I think I'm not being handsome anymore. Do you know who also did that? He's a musician, D'Angelo. He came out in like I think 90s.
Don't let him think that you're an idiot for not knowing who that is.
You don't know who D'Angelo is?
No one knows who this is.
He's mega.
No,
he is.
Googling him.
Google him. But the reason you might not know who he is
Definitely
he would have been mega in like the early noughties, but in the end of the 90s, he was like the sexiest man on earth, and he was just like, I don't want to be sexy man anymore. Then just went away, got really, really into jazz, and got like overweight. And like, he's my hero. he's big. He's like, I think he's like platinum selling.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I'll play him to you later. Not
but
now, obviously.
I'm not exactly the I'm not the most like reliable port of call on what's popular or good music.
I'm not anymore.
Do you know what I came here listening to?
What?
Things Go Bump in the Night by All Stars.
I don't know any of what you just said. Even just the words don't really, they sounded like noise to me.
Wherever you run and wherever you hide, yeah, you gotta face it, baby. Things go bump in the night.
It's quite upbeat.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, you want
basically. I naturally wake up pretty sad, and I need to on mornings like this, and it is the morning. Got to get
Yeah,
myself
yeah.
up.
No,
I don't wake up. I don't
get
wake
that hustle
up.
culture
I
crowd.
don't wake up sad, but I need to do quite a very, very regimented list of things in order to feel
Yeah.
good enough to do this. To do normal life, not that much, kind of normal stuff, but to get up like this,
Yeah.
to you know,
Get out of the house. Be creative.
yeah, gotta, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, you went on a 10K run this morning.
I did. Yeah, I did. I haven't run for about 2 weeks.
That's not a lot of time.
Well, I fucked my back badly.
Running affect your
2
back?
weeks ago. Oh, well, I apparently so. I don't know. It was like lumbar, so lower back. And I think it's like pressure. I've done no physio. I said I would. I was like, oh, I'd get physio.
I've got a friend whose dad was a surgeon or something, and like a knee surgeon, and every morning he'd see people running, and he'd literally turn to his son and go, "That's my retirement fund."
Oh, really?
Because running will just
shatter your body.
Fuck your knees up.
Well, look at Biden. Do you see how he moves? He loved jogging back in the day.
Okay, but Joe Biden's also like
decrepit,
80 odd years old, isn't he?
Yeah, but
so
you can be 80 and like move around a bit more than that.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's that. I to be honest, I've genuinely, I've only ever seen the guy standing still behind.
Oh, fine.
But I've never seen him moving. Let's get into politics. Should he be? Is there an age? Is a very dangerous thing to say that you are too old to be president.
So. I think 80 should definitely be the cutoff. I think probably 70 might have to be the cutoff, to be honest.
There's an argument.
I think maybe anyone over the age of 40 is, again, they're not man of the people. They're not paying tax. They're retired, so they're not. Do you know what I mean? I like that.
But then anyone, I've only just really started to figure out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've just
You're
figured out?
You're politically engaged over the past
year.
Yeah.
Tops.
It's late, but that's not.
And that is, I've only realised recently, which is amazing. This is astonishing to me. That like the media make it out that you are, and we're definitely part of the media now.
Oh yeah. We're held to that media journalistic standard. That's what we did. Why do you think we didn't air that last week?
Liable.
Because liable and facades and what's the other one?
I've only realised that you can be central.
Slander.
Slander's huge.
That's massive in the law.
So you don't need to be extremely conservative or extremely.
No, you don't. No. But the media will tell you, and what social media is included.
Divisive. You don't need to be divisive. You can be You can be pretty centrist about things and not a piece of shit.
Do you know what my rule is for anything?
Blow my mind.
Just stand back and see how things play out.
I know.
Stand back and see how things play out. Sit on the fence. Always sit on the fence. So if anyone asks you, and they will, because millions of followers, you'll be interviewed in a formal setting, more formal than this, I imagine.
Yeah, this is pretty formal.
This is pretty. I mean, and it is a show, and it is televised, and it is. There's a lot of work goes into this.
Yeah,
a lot of work goes into this. But you will be asked in a formal setting a political leaning question, and your answer should always be, "I'm not going to get involved with it right now." Or
I hate.
Do you know what?
Say that.
Do you know what? I support everyone.
Can't
just sit on the fence. Just sit on the fence. Just sit on the fence. I support just being nice. Don't be a dick. That's it.
I do believe in that.
Yeah.
I genuinely think.
I do believe in that. I think if everyone woke up on Earth and was like, the rule one, don't be a dick today. Okay, all right. I'm just going to live my life like that. I won't be a dick today. And I think the world would be way better.
It's so...
It's easy.
Man, it really... Yeah, but I see it in people who I'm like friends with, and I'm like... You're fucking rude. You're being fucking rude to people around you.
Yeah.
You are being dismissive of that person. And it's like... It makes me so fucking angry. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. I can't get my head around it sometimes as to how unbelievably rude people are.
I think people are. I think my observation is the world in general is not really happy at the moment. I think everything. No one's nailing it. I mean, there's a couple of billionaires that are nailing it, but everyone else is feeling sort of the crunch of cost of living. There's fucking wars going on. The world is going mad, and so what people are doing, because people lack control of their lives, they like to do subconsciously do what they can to affect other people, because then that's an element of control. And that's why you see stuff like people calling for people to be like cancelled, or people being rude, or people like, because they're getting what little control they have. They're like, I'll be rude here because it'll affect someone else's day, and they're doing it on a subconscious level. And I think when people are happy, none of that shit happens. People are just happy.
Were people happier in the 90s?
I feel they were, yeah. I think so. Obviously, it's
Yo,
hard to compare.
I saw a thing. This is what is fucking winding me up on TikTok. The thing is, with being on TikTok as a 30-year-old or 30-plus-year-old, it's like I am old for the platform-ish, but it's aging up. I get it. There's still a lot of young people on there, and they'll come out with this fucking nonsense shit. Just be like,
you know who you are.
You know who you are. Being like, oh man, like, what did you? They're like, serious question. Like, what did you do before you could like look things up? I'm like, yeah, genuinely, what the fuck did we do? People just argued the entire time. That's all I remember. People, you just, like, if you're in the south of France somewhere, now you'd be like, oh my god, the internet here is so slow, it's a nightmare. Before, it was just you just.
I love that you. If you're in the south of France somewhere, like, that's a great showing who he is. Like, I thought you were going to be like, if you're in, like, you know, just at home and your internet's not working, you went to south of France on the Riviera, sipping a cold French lager.
It was the first thing that came to my mind. Because when you are there, it's so annoying. When they,
Oh, do you know what people did? No, do you know what people did?
That's not going to help the followers.
Oh god, no! These two out of touch people. No, the point. What people actually did, they did argue all the time, but there would be one person that argued a bit harder, and they were like, "Nah,
they would win.
Trust me,"
and they would win.
This is how it is. What's your source? My source is trust me, bro.
That was it. The loudest person in the room won almost everything.
Like, all right, okay.
And that is why
we have to just treat you like that's it's correct.
So I think like people at school now. Do you reckon school's a fucking nightmare now?
Yeah.
Do you reckon school was piss back in the day?
School's a nightmare now.
I think school must be a nightmare now.
Yeah, because you teach. Also, I have this feeling
you can visibly see who's the most popular person in school by followers and like how vibey they are.
The new generation, and by that I mean, I guess Gen Z, but there's even a generation beneath that now.
Yeah.
But that generation are the first generation that I can see that have complete contempt for their elders.
Yeah, they hate us, don't they?
They have complete contempt, and they think they're the chosen ones.
They think everyone is a moron.
But it's weird, because I remember when I was like 18,
I revered people.
Every one of my heroes were like,
yeah, me too.
25,
me
30. Too. They were like, I was like, these are the people I looked up to, and these are the people I sort of trusted as close enough to my generation. But like, they'd got there, they'd done it. It was like, okay, these are the people. But
there'll be like a 26-year-old who looks at me as if I'm just like some fucking moron. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're going to achieve nothing. You're going to be 31 one day. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they don't think they're going to get older. That's what the vibe is.
That is genuinely how it strikes me. It fucking winds me up so much.
Yeah, obviously, look, obviously we're being general. I'm sure there's some fucking really cool, 18-year-old guys floating around, 18-year-old gals floating around.
Not
I'm
many.
sure, but I doubt it.
I doubt
it.
It's so annoying.
And if you are, you're probably not. You're watching this and you're getting angry. And if you're not getting angry, you are in that demographic. And of those people, I don't think there's anyone watching. There's only a few people, 18-year-olds watching this probably. This isn't for you.
Yeah, it's not for you.
So
it's not even really for like us.
No,
I don't know who this is for.
We don't really have a demographic.
I tell you who will figure out who this is for. Advertisement.
The populace.
Marketing. They'll figure out who's watching this, who's engaging with this.
Yeah. And it'll be, if there's anyone watching this for like Witcher content, they're going to be let down.
Yeah.
They're going to be let down because I don't want to talk about it, to be honest.
Although you did
talk about Rattle On for a while. Just bring it up as well. Do you know why? Because I'm going to do a little segue. Just want to talk about it briefly for a bit. And that's how it goes.
You're going to talk about The Witcher now?
Not really.
Go on.
Go on. No, I tell you what I'll do.
We're all fascinated, Harvey.
No, because I did mention this on the last one, but then we did libel ourselves to fuck.
Yeah.
Slander.
Okay.
I was going to say about, it's kind of a nice story, isn't it?
It is a nice story.
It's a nice story.
Yeah, do it now. I'll do
it now.
And I'll pretend.
You pretend that you've not heard it before.
Yeah.
And then
from now, go.
So the interesting thing about the Witcher and being
yeah.
in it, and obviously being in 3 episodes and being a name character, he's in the books. It's legit. The thing about that is,
you were a bit more
I'm a bit
sincere.
too close to
You were a
that.
bit more sincere last time.
Oh, was I? Yeah.
So
I mean, we go again. The thing about being in the Witcher is, I only started acting at 28 years old.
Yeah, I know.
So I had a normal muggle job, which you know. So when you met me, I was in that job.
Yeah.
But the funny thing,
you're
so
in
I
the
met
city selling stuff.
I met Matt when I was like 25, 26.
I just finished. I just finished a film.
Yeah.
I just finished film. I had hair down to here. I met this guy at a friend of a girlfriend's friend's house. Yeah. He was there, and he was like, "Oh, I kind of want to be an actor." And my natural response to that was immediately, "Shut the fuck up. Acting's full."
Yeah.
Right.
Send me down the road.
And I was like, honestly, just shut up.
Go work in HR.
Go away. Yeah. This suit talking to me. Yeah. I did my impression of Heath Ledger's The Joker.
Yeah.
Wowed the room. And then he goes, "Oh, I can do an impression." And I was like, okay, let's hear it then. And he did his Christopher Walken, which we'll hold off.
We'll hold off. So we'll get that at one point.
And it blew me away. And I said, that is and I've heard a lot of them. That's fucking good. You should give acting a go. Fast forward a year later, I get a call from this guy.
I think it was 2 years. I think it was about 2 years. Yeah.
"Hi, Matt, it's Harvey." I go, "I don't know a Harvey." Immediately hang up the phone, throw the phone away. Right? Don't know who is this. Yeah. Get a new phone, finds my number again, calls me again. "Matt, it's Harvey. You told me to be an actor. I've quit my job, and can you help me get an agent?" Or, "I've got an agent. I don't know what it was. Can we meet for a drink?" And I was like, "You can come to me. Yeah. You can come to my area. Yeah. I'm not okay."
Kiss the ring. That's
unbelievable.
Yeah.
He actually quit his job and actually became an actor.
Yeah,
that's where you pick it up from there. Yeah.
So I basically what happened was I was working for a German company, and I'd just been on a holiday to LA with my friends, and I'd been really unhappy in the job for the best part of 3-4 years. But so I came out of college and just went straight into work and didn't really question what I was doing. I was just like, just work, do job here, job there. I think like most people, you don't know what you're good at. I think 80% of the earth are like that.
You mean what? You were 18?
Yeah, I was
far too young to make any sort of decision.
Yeah. So and then it got to a point where I was like really, really miserable, and I worked for a German company. I was 28, and it was I remember it was mid 2016 or early 2016, and the referendum result, Brexit referendum result came in, and my company basically were like, we had a meeting called that morning, and they were like, we're probably going to close operations in the UK, and we can either relocate you to Karlsruhe, just outside of Frankfurt, or we can offer you redundancy pay. And they paid me out like my notice period to go and figure it out. And I was like, okay, I'll take redundancy pay because I don't want to move to Germany. And then I lived with my friend Chris, and we lived in Brixton, and I had 6 months left of my tenancy agreement. And I was like, okay, I can pay that with my redundancy pay, and then I'm out. But 6 months, what am I going to fucking do? And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I could like find another job, interview again, get back into my old bullshit. Or I can realize I'm really not happy, and what do I want to do with my life, and what am I good at? And a friend of a friend was like, you should. I always wanted to be in performance. I wanted to be an actor when I was younger, but never really followed it.
At what point had you met me?
I'd met you 2 years before this.
Before this? 2 years before?
I met you 2 years before this.
Wow, okay.
And I toyed with the idea of like, because we talked about it when we met.
I met you in the summer of 2015.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
And then yeah, so I was like, what do I do? Do I go back into my bullshit, figure out what I'm good at? And then, a friend of a friend who's like, was an actor, was like, you should definitely try, go to an acting taster course, figure it out. What do you want to do? So I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the Actors Temple in Warren Street, which I didn't know was a Meisner school. But I just like, it was an acting school, so I was like, fine. And then
for the record, I can't stand Meisner technique.
Yeah. I mean, now I can't either. I get the value of it, but yeah. But then I did a taster course there for 2 weeks and was just like, holy fuck, this is what I'm good at. I was like, oh my, I stepped on stage and we did like just some exercises. I was like, all right, this is what, okay.
Yeah.
This is what I
want to do. That must have felt so weird.
It was weird, dude. I was like, fuck, I'm really good at this. And like, this is what I want to do with my life.
If he says so himself.
Yeah. I know, I was just like, I felt good. Do you know what I mean? Like, whether or not I probably was bad at the time.
No, but of course, it would have felt fucking like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And then obviously did that for 2 years. and had to move back with my mum and dad at 30 and like lived at home in my old bedroom, which was it's a luxury. I got to do that because a lot of people wouldn't have that backup. But and then
but it was out of London. You had to move out of London,
then commute in for class.
And you know what else? The whole time, this is what without getting too up at Harvey's arse here. Like, I am someone that can play woe as me quite easily, or at least I used to be.
Yeah.
So like, everything's against me. I've shifted the attitude over the last couple of years, but I was like that when I first met you, definitely.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, your resilience to getting to where you are now, which is still not where you want to be.
Of course not. Yeah,
but it's like it is honestly. It does go down. If I don't want to get too deep into it, 'cause it's supposed to be funny, but there is no focus. Right. Whatever you are like living embodiment of someone of like genuinely, it is not too late.
It's not too late
to fucking just get after it.
Completely right.
And just because I was invited back to my old school to do some fucking thing, and at the end I was like, I'm going to use this to talk to it. And I was like, listen, like, don't worry if you don't know what you're going to do. It doesn't matter what you get in your A-levels. Don't think about it too. It doesn't really matter.
Unless you really want to be a doctor. And
of course, then it matters. Yeah. Then if you want to be a doctor, fucking study hard, bruv.
Best of luck to you.
Do you know what I mean? Right, make sure you get those numbers right. But it's like, you would still, and you said, Mel, your life slowed down.
Oh, dude, massively. Yeah, massively. I mean, yeah, it's because when you're working a day job Monday to Friday, every day is the same.
Yeah.
So you're waiting for the weekend, and then before you know it, like the year's gone by, and you're like, fuck, whoa, where did that happen? But then quitting my job to do acting, I was like, fuck, how am I going to pay the rent next month? Because I'm just like, you're taking little jobs and like bar shifts and stuff where you can, and working in like pubs and shit. And then I had classes, but classes were staggered. Then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I do a drop in on Saturday. So I was coming into London, and then after class, it would finish at 2 or 3. I'd hang around with my classmates and would do something. So it was always different. So, and in that period, I remember that 2-year period, that 2 years felt like 8 years.
Just quickly as well, make sure you get to the point of
about The Witcher.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap back to it now.
Yeah, nice.
So the reason the Witcher's, I guess, kind of,
it's emotional
for me, yeah, a little bit, is because when I quit my job and I had that 6 months of sort of figuring it out, and I started acting class, but I was very much sitting at home a lot. I've just played The Witcher 3, I got like 100 hours in it in like 6 months, and just like kept playing it. And I remember playing it at the time, thinking, if this ever gets adapted to a TV show, because I know it was based on books. I didn't read the books till afterwards, after the game. I was like, I would love to be in this show. And then like, I'm in the fucking show, and getting that audition, and then like getting, oh yeah, you've got it. I was like, that doesn't feel real.
It's full circle moment.
I was like, oh fuck, I've actually ticked a dream off my list.
Definitely.
But it was weirdly underwhelming. It was like, but then as I thought about it more, and I've had like my mates be like, dude, that's really fucking cool.
It is cool.
I'm like, that is fucking cool. That's fucking cool. And in many ways, it's like a dream job. And it was like basically my first TV credit, really, other than the Andrew Ridgeley docudrama. Don't know who he is, do you? Wham.
The main thing is, I think it's important to what you're, I guess, as we mill through you kind of wanted to say how without me.
Yeah. Without you.
Nowhere.
Yeah, I'm no.
You know, exactly. I was very much his Nicolas Cage to his Johnny Depp.
Exactly that. We're joking about that, but I genuinely without you, and seeing how you, and I don't want to blow too much smoke up your ass, but I will do it because it's important.
Just listen.
Yeah. I think Matt and you, a lot of you will know this already. Some of you won't, because there's millions of new listeners. But a lot of you that follow Matt, you will know that he's a fucking like immensely talented actor. Natural. He's a prick. And he's one of the best actors I've ever. No, honestly, one of the best actors I've ever had the pleasure of working with. But it was an inspiration to me, because it's like, all right, fuck, like you get it naturally, and like And Matt has always also been there when and like we've G'd each other up and stuff. And I don't think I probably would have quit if not you being there and you having done it since you were like a kid.
Yeah. By the way, doing it like just to reiterate here, doing it incredibly unsuccessfully.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This is important note. Seeing as we're going down this road, the worst thing that was ever told to me as a young trying to be an actor was you're talented and you're good looking. Those two things are fucking useless. Because I got told at 16, and then I got to drama school, and I remember so clearly one of the acting coaches, like week 1, I did like some monologue that you had to remember. And swear to God, sounds so silly. He goes to me, where else did you audition? I was like, well, I was at RADA and I left. It was X, Y, Z. He's like, oh, I would have thought you would go somewhere better. He said out loud in front of other people. And that just made me think like, well, I'm a god.
Better than this,
I'm a god. I'm
That's a shit thing to say.
What a ludicrous thing to say to I was 19 at the time. Stupid thing to fucking say. And all that does, being told you're talented and that you're good looking, just makes you fucking lazy. Because like, honestly, all the cliches you hear online and stuff like hard work outdoes talent 10 times out of 10. Not even 9 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10 outdoes it. You see it in football.
Unless you're incredibly lucky. But then even if you're lucky, the people that stay lucky.
You can't stay lucky. You can get your moment, but to maintain that moment, it's like you can't. It is so.
Sure.
So I really think like it is it's like in Whiplash where it's like there are no two more harmful words in the English dictionary than good job.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I saw the Beckham documentary recently. He was like, yeah, my dad was a bit of a piece of shit to me. It's like, do it better. And like, you can say it's like, is it worth it? Like all the rest of it. But like from the documentary, it comes across that Bex isn't in his nice country house on the same grounds as Farmhouse, fucking multi-millionaire owning football clubs without his dad being like, take the free kick better.
Yeah, it's true.
You haven't seen the documentary, have you?
I haven't, but I saw one of my friends.
That's tough. And
one of my friends was saying about there was a podcast they did with him and Roy Keane, Dave Beckham, Roy Keane, and Ian Wright, and there's someone else that shared it.
I'll watch anything with Ian Wright.
But apparently Roy Keane and Dave Beckham were getting on really well, and everyone was like, "But Roy, you hate it when like footballers get like celebrity and,
he does,
and all that stuff." And he was like, "What?" But you didn't mind it with Beckham, and he was like, "Yeah, because Beckham showed up to train.
Yeah.
Didn't affect
he was
his
the
training.
first one at training.
He was like, it didn't affect his training. He had this. He was the first one, really, the first footballer that had this luxury lifestyle.
He was the first movie star footballer.
Yeah,
by a long way.
Yeah, and then apparently, it didn't affect his training.
Everybody else who's come after him has just been trying to be it. The closest one that comes near to it is like a genuine level of endearment. I'd say is Jack Grealish, who's like genuinely likable.
Got the hair.
He's so good looking.
He's got the hair.
To be fair, David Beckham. Like I was too young. He was just like an idol of mine. It was like, right, David Beckham, yeah, legend. It is astonishing looking back at it. Like if I was now 31 watching a 22-year-old David Beckham, I'd be like, it's not possible for this guy to be that good and look like this.
Yeah,
he is so ridiculously good looking.
Yeah,
I think he might be one of the best looking people, like genuinely.
He looks like a better version of Clint Eastwood when he was younger. Clint Eastwood handsome when he was younger, and he's got a similar sort of face.
Clint Eastwood was, just the snarl.
Yeah, a bit of snarl. He always looked snarly.
Snarling is a good look, though, bro.
It's a great look.
We're going to sort of run out of time here. I think I'll end on a little anecdote.
Yeah, go on.
Which I don't know if I can really get into it. I might save it for next week.
Yeah, save it next week.
I get stuck in a lift. I got stuck in a lift for the first time.
Oh yeah. You told me about this.
And I let myself down.
Yeah.
I thought that if I ever were to get stuck in a lift, I would be able to handle it with some Bond-like neutrality.
Who dares wins.
Genuinely. And I like you know what this is? This is mate, I know I didn't. I went because I grew up in a part of London. Everyone thinks I sound really posh.
It's just
fine. It's just an accent.
That's the bottom of the posh level.
My lift goes all the way down. It's a phrase I use a lot. And because when I grew up playing football on in like Cricklewood, I developed a different accent, I guess, when I play football. And when I'm scared and when I'm very, very angry, that is the accent that comes out.
Oh, that's funny.
My whole demeanor changes to like, bruv, basically. Like,
Yeah.
fucking.
I've
like,
seen you go there.
It's not a choice. I can't. It's really weird to describe.
You grew up
It's
in
like
London, of course. You've got London accent.
I know, but like sometimes, most of the time, it's like this. When I'm really nervous, like with police, it's
Around the pig.
It's like I go ludicrously
He's like,
posh.
fuck you! You come and take me.
No.
That sort of shit.
I'll never go that. No. I go more
police.
posh to police.
Oh, like, oh, hello there.
Please don't do
Hugh Grant level.
don't plant anything on me.
Oh,
I have a big distrust of most of the police force.
Yeah, because they're cunts.
And
that's libel. But look, we got there in the end.
No, we didn't. And I don't know how to. I'm not good enough at editing yet to bleep out things.
Can you just call the police cunts on?
I
think you can.
I don't think you're calling a specific police officer.
No. I'm just saying the police could be the band. Who knows?
I went to.
Could be the band. And that's the way you get out of it.
That would still be liable.
No. Sting's a good lad. He knows.
Yeah, but there's more. Who else is in? Name someone else in the police.
No one can.
Isn't that the best life though? Imagine being the keyboard player in Coldplay. Oh, no one has a fucking clue who you are.
Yeah.
You get to play
Rich beyond your wildest dreams.
Rich beyond your wildest dreams. You get to play massive stadiums tours. Get all the adrenaline from being like
saying Coldplay.
And you're like, that's
like,
me. I'm the play. He's cold. I'm play. And Coldplay. Like, I'm sure that's how they come up with it. They're a two-piece, right?
Yeah. There's Chris Cold.
I've got to say, fucking matey boy, what's his name?
Chris Martin.
Him doing that interview in like 94 or 97 when he's like, in a couple of years, we're going to be the biggest band in the world.
Yeah.
And then literally 2 years later, it happened.
Right.
I think we're going to be told.
I think that's it.
I think we're going to be told to
leave. That was
leave.
a good ending though. I like the Coldplay ending. Come back next week for more. Like and subscribe. Again, that's something you have to say.
Good.
You have to get that in.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Please make sure.
I can't even tell you the level of anxiety I have about this already because I can't even now remember what we've said.
Well, look, no one can.
The good thing is no one listens to this.
And also, even if the people that do watch this, they're gonna forget it
instantly.
Because there's the next news cycle, and this is a news media channel.
Yeah.
And I will hold ourselves.
You really need to get a guest for that. Honestly, fool me once. Shame on me.
Yeah.
You fool me, you can't get fooled again.
Exactly.